Catholic Protestant antagonism was very strong all throughout this period. It goes back, of course, to the Reformation era when Protestant movements led by individuals like Martin Luther, John Calvin, and Thomas Cranmer in England broke away from the Catholic Church, argued that Catholic doctrine and Catholic practice were leading to destruction rather than to Christian nurture. So in the background of American colonization is already strong residual anti-Catholicism on behalf of British Protestants. That anti-Catholicism is increased over the course of the 17th and particularly the 18th century because of the identification of Catholicism with France and with what Britain perceives as tyranny. So by the time we get to the imperial wars that affect the American colonies, particularly King George's War in the 1740s, and then the French and Indian War of the 1750s and 60s, there's already a strong tradition of, we would say, theological and spiritual anti-Catholicism, but it has become linked with imperial anti-Catholicism. So this is definitely in the background leading up to the American Revolution. And then right at the start of the tumult that leads to active conflict, Britain takes the steps to normalize its control of Quebec. Now we've got to step back. During the 7 Years' War, the French and Indian War, 1754-55 to 1763, Britain had a series of tremendous victories over France. They included taking control of the sea waves, taking control of colonies in India, and winning decisively the battle for North America. The difficulty, however, was that Quebec had been established as a French and a Catholic colony about the same time that the early British Protestant colonies had been established in the New World. So what do you do if 1759, 1760, you're Britain, you've succeeded militarily in defeating the French, the Battle of the Plains of Abraham in Quebec, 1759, 1760. What do you do with this colony that's French, thoroughly Catholic, and had been loyal to the great enemy, the imperial enemy of Britain? Well, it's a long discussion. There's a lot of actually sensitive negotiation. The Catholic bishop in Quebec, Bishop Briand, and British officials go back and forth. They negotiate. And finally, in 1774, Parliament has a solution. It's going to be called the Quebec Act. And the solution is we'll allow French Quebec to remain Catholic. We allow French Quebec to have its traditional French approach to the law instead of the British approach to the law. And in exchange, Quebec will be loyal to the mother country.